Hello, good evening. I hope everyone is great. I'm speaking to you from Cyprus and hoping that the technology, the connection, all of that is working well. So we're going to give it a go. If it looks like it's not, then I'll stop it and we'll just wait for next week to do this one on money mastery. So if you're watching, if you can give me a thumbs up or a little bit of a hello, just so that I know that this is getting through, that would be great. So hopefully this is coming through clear. So I'm going to give just a minute or so for people to jump on, and then we'll get started. Oh, good. So we've got a few. Hey, Allison. Yeah, let me know if this is coming through clear, even if it's just a thumbs up, because I'm in Cyprus and not sure about how strong the connection is. Hey, Mom. um, yeah, so hopefully this is all coming through okay. So tonight what we're going to look at is well, I've called it money mastery. I've termed it that because I think that money can be this elusive, fleeting, funny, weird, strange, annoying energy for people or issue for people throughout their lives. And I talk a lot about mastery and what it is to be a master. And I think that money is one of these ways that we can learn to be a master of this human experience. Oh, hey, Mary, thanks very much. Yeah, it's just a different facet, a different aspect of it, but it seems to be one that brings up a lot for some people. So I've done a couple lives on money and debt and things before, but it's been a while, so I thought I'd bring it up again because it's definitely come up for a few people lately. Yeah, so we are just gonna dive right on in. So thank you all so much for joining today, and we're gonna have some fun. So at any point during this, if you have any questions or you want to share anything, please feel free to write in the comments. If you're watching the replay, you can still write something, but just tag me in it to make sure that I see it. I'm happy to answer any questions, or you can send me a private message through the page. Yeah, so I mean, one of my, I say this all the time, money is never about money. So whenever I'm in class, whenever I'm talking to clients, whenever money is coming up, what we always dive into is, obviously we talk about the money issues that are a problem or an unhealthy habit or pattern, but what we really look at is what your beliefs are around money, how you feel about money, and where that's come from, where that's developed over time. Because our money issues are never about money. They always stem from something else. Hey, Deborah. So I'm going to get y'all to, in a few minutes, we're going to talk through some things. I'm going to get you to kind of feel into whatever's coming up for you. And at any point, again, please share whatever comes up for you, because whatever is triggering within you, hi Yenny, it will resonate with somebody else. So feel free to share whatever's going on with you. So again, money is never about money. So what I want you to do is take a moment and just close your eyes, and I want you to think about the word money. And I just want you to see what comes up for you. And that might be words, might be specific experiences that you've had, part of your story. It might be just feelings and emotions. Some of these are very old. Some of these could start from childhood. Some of this is stuff that you hear within the media and society and religious and philosophy modality teachings. There's a lot of interesting perspectives in those. And there's probably a mixture of things. So one part of you might feel excited about that word. Another part of you might feel a bit apprehensive or unsure or just really not happy with it. So just notice where you feel that in your body and notice what comes up for you. And if you want to share anything that came up for you, then please do. Because I'm going to talk through some things, but if there's anything more specific, then I'm absolutely happy to go through that too. So one of the first things that comes up with people when I start to talk about money is issues around kind of power and control. And I really I love talking about this stuff because there's a lot of misconceptions about power as well and what it is to be powerful or empowered. And so, you hear all the times about how, money corrupts and about, people in power using money for bad things. Sure you've heard stories like this throughout your life, but, and people talking about how people use money to control others, but there's really no such thing as control. And true power is not control. True power is creation and allowing. And, whatever we feel controlled about in life, if we feel like money is controlling us or we're afraid that it will control us in some way, those are just fears. So usually if people are afraid of that, it's because they really value freedom, they really value free agency and free will, being able to make their own choices. And so if people have beliefs that, money is going to control them or make them too powerful, that's the flip side of that. Again, there's no such thing. Because the reality is that we all are powerful. We all are the creators of our own lives. We make our own choices, we make our own decisions, we create whatever it is that we're creating. And nobody's got more power than another person. We all have our own sovereignty, our own autonomy. We've all got our own ability to create for ourselves. So feeling powerless or feeling out of control or under control are all just fear. So whatever that's brought up for you, take a nice deep breath and allow that to start to resolve within you. Oh, that's already a big shift. Good. Yeah, and again, this stuff around, money corrupts and money being the root of evil, it's just all fear. It's all fear. Money cannot do anything. Money is a neutral, it's an energy. It is what it is. We assign our own perspectives to it. We assign our own stuff to it. But if you just saw it for what it was, then it's not anything that's going to hurt you or that's going to corrupt you. So for anybody who's afraid that money is going to change you in really unhealthy ways, take a nice deep breath and allow that to resolve. Just scrolling through the comments. Okay, we're good. Hi, Oksana. Right. So the next thing that comes up for a lot of people is stuff around kind of worthiness and value. If that resonates with anybody, give me a thumbs up or something. So here's the thing. I've been speaking about this for years and hearing people's perspectives, and I know what a lot of people say, what a lot of healers and a lot of people who've done a lot of work on themselves say over and over again is this thing of, they're like, it's always about worthiness. Everything's always about worthiness. I would say if you're stopping at worthiness, you haven't quite gotten there, because worthiness is a belief. You believing that you have to prove a value or determine a value or prove your worth, that's all belief based. There's nothing true in that. So a lot of people are determining their worth by the amount of money that they make, the amount of money they have in their family, however much they're receiving or not receiving. Because for some people there's a lot of pride in not having a lot of money and they feel that they're worth more if they're not taking in a lot. So it can be kind of that double-edged thing. It's two sides of the same coin, but it just manifests in different ways. So if you are using money as a way to determine your value, or if you're so afraid that not having money will mean that you are not worthy, that you are not valuable, so you just reject it to begin with, taking a nice deep breath and allow that to resolve within too. That's a really big shift. You guys, your worthiness has nothing to do with, well, anything really. your worthiness is not tied to anything that you do or you can't do or you don't do. It's not, we try to, all this is judgment. This all boils down to judgment. And your judgments are all perspective, and everybody's perspectives are going to be different. Oh, Maggie, it resonates and hurts. We'll send some healing to that. Yeah, this is big stuff. This is really big stuff. And I think it's really easy. We live in a world where there's a price tag on so much, and that's how we trade. That's how we receive goods or services. So it makes sense that we would have a lot of attachments and beliefs within the monetary system and kind of buying and selling and things like that. But the reality is that, again, that's all perspective, because you can have one handbag. We were talking about handbags last night with some people. You can have a leather handbag that's 100 pounds and you can have one that's 1,000 pounds. You can't tell the difference between the two, but if the labels or whatever that is, that's just all perspective. That just depends on what you believe. So for those of you who have really invested in either proving your worth or value, or through accumulating, or through putting pressure on yourself to have loads of money, taking a breath and allow that to resolve. And any of you who have invested a lot of time and energy in proving your worth and value by not having money, allow that to change too. Because some people like to have a little, it's like the reverse snobbery. I'm poor and proud. That's not fun, is it? I don't think that's fun. Maybe you do, I don't know. But you can allow that to change too. If you'd like to have fun in other ways, you can allow that to heal. Those are really big shifts. Cool. Let's see. So, yeah. So let's also talk about how timing fits in with money. So a lot of you are probably waiting to have all your money in the future. You're either waiting for, I don't know, an inheritance, or to win the lottery, or for, I don't know, a bag of money to drop out of the sky. Allison, we're going to come to that. Thank you. So some of you are just waiting for money. You're waiting around, you're waiting very patiently. And then some of you believe that all your money is in the past. So either you had money when you were younger, in a different job, a different circumstance, and you feel that it's all gone. So a lot of you have invested setting up boundaries with barriers with time with your money. So if you would like to allow that to change, then take in a deep breath and allow that to change within you now. Because the reality is that you can just have money now, and it can always be here now, and then you can have more now, and then some more now, and then you can play with some more now, and then you can receive some now. Does that make sense? So just breathe that in. Breathe all that in. There's no need to wait. There's no need to put it off. You don't have to put a limit on it. Okay, so let's talk about luck and karma and punishment. Some people think that luck, or that money is all about luck, that you get money or you have abundance if you're a lucky person. Or the flip side is that you don't have it if you're unlucky, or you're being punished, or you're paying for something that you did a long time ago, paying for a debt for something that happened before. So again, these two sides of the same kind of beliefs. Okay, so I think we're back. Sorry about that. So, yes, so whether it's good luck, great luck, or you being punished, you're unlucky, it's just not happening for you. Um, so luck is kind of a fun thing to play with. You can like, I know, I'll share this with you. You can ask for this too, because it's fun. I have great beginner's luck. Like the first time I do something, I'm awesome at it. But part of that, I think, is because I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm open to learning and trying something new. So I don't have any set perceptions about if it's supposed to be hard or difficult or easy or how I'm supposed to do it. So, so for me, that beginner's luck is something that I just play with and have some fun with. Um, so yes, luck is, again, it's a belief system. It's something you can have fun with. But if you're feeling like your life, your abundance, your, paying your bills is dependent on that, that's probably not very healthy for you. So taking a deep breath and allowing any part of you that's investing in luck, like if you're only playing the lottery, taking a breath and allow that to change. Yeah. And, there's so much blame and shame and judgment as well caught up in money. We have a lot of belief systems and perceptions and identity tied up in shame around being rich or poor, around having too much money, not enough money, on, judgments on the way we dress, the things we buy, the things we have. And again, some of this may be very old stuff that you've been incorporating into your story, that you've been incorporating into your patterns. Um, they're just stuff. They really are just stuff. So all the baggage and the burdens you've been carrying around about money, taking a breath and just set all that down. Let it slide off you. So Allison's made the point, she's fed up stressing about money, and she wants enough to do the things that she wants to do. Yeah, that's an amazing point. And here's the thing is, the more you stress about something, it's kind of that counterintuitive thing. The more you stress about it, the harder it is to have it. Because that stress is resistance. Anytime there's stress in the body, there's inflammation, there's tension, there's pain, that's a sign that you're resisting it on some level. And I know it's one of these things where you're like, I want it. But if there's that stress and tension with it, there's also a fear that's pushing and pushing and pushing. So you're actually, it's kind of canceling each other out or creating an internal conflict. Well, that conflict's already there, but it's amplifying it. So anytime that you felt that money wasn't for you, that you felt like it was running away from you, that you felt like it wasn't yours to have, that others could have it but you couldn't, anything along those lines, taking a deep breath and allow that to resolve. And this is one of my favorite things that I've been doing with people lately, is whatever the subject is, whether it's money, I don't know, whether it's something with a job or an issue with a relationship, something that's great to ask yourself is, it's kind of this idea of, especially if it's been going on for a while, if this issue's been perpetuating and a problem and continuing going on, there's part of you that's invested in it. And the stuff that, especially if it hangs on for a long time, there's part of us that believes that if I hold on to this long enough, if I keep this belief, even if it's causing problems in my life, if I keep it, it means I'm right. Feel into that and see if that resonates with you anywhere. Because if you've been saying all your life or for years and years, I'm just unlucky with money, or I'm just unable to manifest money. Well, you keep saying that and believing that, then you'll keep creating that, and it makes you right. It makes you right about that situation. So taking a breath and allow that to resolve. And let's release you from that pressure to be right, or that obligation to be right about things that actually aren't helping you at all. That's feeling much better. So does that resonate? Let me know if that's feeling better or anything that's coming up for you now. Please feel free to give me a thumbs up or type in the comments anything that's coming up for you. And one of the last things I want to talk about before we kind of flip into the positive things, I promise we're going to get to the positive things, not just all your stuff, is that a lot of times we will take something in our lives and we obligate it to teach us about things. So for some people, we want, oh, Allison, that's a perfect example. Thank you. My dad always used to tell me I was hopeless with money. Yeah, cancel that, heal that, let that go. So for some people, if you believe on some level that money can teach you a lot, even if it's through negative things, then you may be keeping yourself in some of these patterns. So for some people, they're trying to use money to teach them about responsibility, how to be responsible with money, how to plan ahead, how to be forward thinking, how to pay their bills, whatever it is that's going on for you. So there's responsibility stuff in money. For some people, they will always give all their money away and leave nothing for themselves. So that may on one hand be a way, hey Marion, that maybe on one hand might be a good way to be generous, but if you're overdoing it and then you're suffering and you're not taking care of yourself, then you probably could be learning about some boundaries, how to be really healthy with your money, about how to make healthy choices, about self-care and looking after yourself, and then helping other people in the world who might need or want that. So just feel into that for a moment and ask yourself, what obligations am I creating with money so that I can learn something positive, and see what comes up for you. And if you want to, please feel free to share your answers. So what negative associations or relationships are you creating with money because you're trying to learn something positive? So some people want to learn that they can be really independent and not become too reliant on something. They don't want to depend on money for things. They don't want to depend on anything usually. So, but yeah, it's okay to have money. You can be independent and have some money. It's fine. So yeah, anything like that, please feel free to share, because I'm sure other people in the group will have similar things going on. And then, cool. So if anything comes up, we'll do some clearing around that. So in the meantime, let's talk about receiving. So this is one of my favorite things to talk about, is receiving, because people want so much in their life, and then you start talking to them about how good they are at receiving, and they're crap at it. So with receiving, just take a moment and again, feel into your body. When you think about receiving, just see what comes up for you. How comfortable are you with receiving? When I say receiving, that could be receiving money, somebody giving you a gift. That could be, comments are coming up. I'll come to those in just a minute. That could be, receiving gifts. That could be receiving compliments. Somebody tells you look nice today, they like your new haircut, they like your shoes, you got a nice smile, they like your personality, they like your perspective, the way you look at life. How good are you at accepting that? So when you think about accepting little things, like somebody buying you a coffee, Or, if you struggle to do that, then how good are you going to be at receiving big things in your life? Like really important things, things that could really change your life. So, if receiving makes you feel vulnerable vulnerable is a positive word. A lot of people think that feeling vulnerable means feeling unsafe. They're not the same things. Being vulnerable means you're open to receiving. So, if you think about receiving compliments, if you feel like it's going to create an obligation, if it feels unsafe, if it feels unsure, scary, take a breath and allow that to resolve within you. All right, so let's have a look at these comments. Thanks for sending these. Oh, so Deborah's saying issues around how successful I can be, connections with that. Feeling guilty to have enough and more when others don't have enough. Okay, yeah, we'll clear some stuff around that. Beth, I feel like having money than others just doesn't feel, I feel guilty. If I have too much, I'd feel like I'd need to give it away, wouldn't be able to sleep at night. It's not safe to have a lot of money. Okay, and responsibility, obligation to give equally back and receiving. Yes, the more I have, the more I spend or share, so nothing is ever saved. Okay, great. These are all really good ones. Thank you. Yeah, so first of all, take in a breath and let's just, whatever's triggered in you, allow that to resolve. So here's the thing. We live in an abundant world. We live in an abundant universe, and each of us creates for ourselves. So you denying yourself doesn't create abundance for anybody else. All it does is keep you feeling like you're in lack and unhappy and feeling disempowered because of that. So anytime we feel like we're in lack, we feel disempowered, we feel unable. So the reality is that when we allow ourselves to create and receive and have, then we can share that with others in healthy ways, or they can see how to do that. They can learn how to do that. They can connect with that energy of abundance. So feeling like you have to give it all away that's pressure, and that's unhealthy. That's a pushing energy. If it's motivated by guilt, if it's motivated by fear, if it's motivated by things like that, I would question that, even if the outcome is a positive one, because it's all about the energy that it's being done in as well. Yeah, and responsibility is a big one. Definitely, Marian. Thanks for bringing that up. So, I think a lot of people, again, we get into this thing about how you have to be so responsible with your money. Well, you can be responsible with your money just by having integrity and having honor and being conscious and aware of the way that you're spending it. I think one of the things that comes up for me, and I know this is something that I've really gone into over the years, is that, I do think that our money is a vote for the kind of world that we want to live in. So if we're buying cheap crap clothing and products that are made by children in a third world country who are getting paid pennies, then yeah, that's probably not a responsible way to spend your money. It probably doesn't have the integrity in it that you would like for it to have. So I think when people feel guilty about buying things, it's worth looking at, am I spending my money in a way that is in alignment with my honor and respect and integrity that I have for myself and the people in the world around me? So this is where you can really flip your spending and recognize that spending money can be spiritual and holy and divine. Because if you are spending money in ways that, support people in jobs that have integrity and dignity, that are supporting organizations who care about others and want the world to be a better place, then all of that is in alignment. So you can really I would encourage you to really feel into how you spend your money and how you have your money. And yeah, again, if that really aligns for you. So that might be something that helps to kind of unpick some of this stuff. want to be seen as a taker. Yes, that's a big one. Vulnerability associating with negative situations. Yeah, no, money's some good stuff. It is. It's just neutral. Oh yeah, Deborah, definitely. We can definitely our experiences growing up with money. We can definitely, that shapes kind of our perspective. But that is definitely something that we can change whenever we want to, which is amazing. Yeah, and I would say with that, not wanting to be seen as a taker. Again, I would change that and look at it as how can you receive? What ways are you serving? What ways are you of service? What are you providing? Whether it's products or services, or however you are receiving that, and thinking about the way that you're serving the world, the way that you're making it a better place, and then it's something that you're receiving instead of something that's taking. Hopefully that kind of changes that a bit too. Cool. These are great ones. Cool. So, what we're going to do here at this last bit is we're going to bring in some feelings and change some of the feelings that you've got around money. Because if you can associate positive feelings with being able to receive, then you can have fun with it. You can enjoy the process, and it's not something that you see as painful or scary or that causes you to contract or restrict. And the reality is that money is just a tool, and you can see it as something that's there to support you, and you can welcome it as a friend. It's something that you can have fun with. So close your eyes and take in a couple of nice deep breaths. So for those of you who had issues in the past with feeling controlled or out of control with money, let's allow that to just resolve on all levels, and let's bring in a feeling of being empowered. Did you know what it feels like to be empowered? And any part of you that was using money stuff around to determine worthiness or value, taking a deep breath around that. And let's show you that you already are this eternal, amazing, abundant being without needing any of these things to determine your worth. And for those of you who have been using time, it's all in the future or it's all in the past, allow that to resolve and just bring all of you into the present. Just allow all of your energy to be here and now in the present. And feel what it's like for you to be an abundant, eternal being, limitless, unlimited, in the present moment right now. And just feel into that for a moment. And just allow that feeling to be really anchored and grounded. And all those judgments that you had around money, around abundance, around receiving, again, allow those to resolve within you. And let's bring in that feeling of freedom, of joy, and of love. And anything else that you've been using money or lack of money to try to teach you, any positive feelings or aspects, focus on that and just allow that to come now. It's all already within you. You're never separate from it. That's a big shift. Oh yeah, Marianne's saying our ancestors' ways with money or lack of affecting our ways. So here's the cool thing about anything in the past. It only affects you if you allow it. So you just get to say no. So whatever old beliefs or habits or patterns from the past that you've been playing with, you can say no to now and just let those go. You get to have your own. and learn in your own way. And in a more fun or lighter or more loving way if you want to. Y'all are feeling so much lighter. Cool. So if you've got any last questions, then please feel free to share them now. I think there's a little bit of a delay with the technology, so I'll give you a minute or so to get your questions in. So close your eyes and go back into your body. So that kind of that early question was, what does money mean to you? What comes up when you think about money? And see what feels different now. See what shifted for you. It might be the feeling, it might be words, it might be pictures. Oh, good, Deborah saying, loads of green light, big shifts. Thank you, awesome. Yeah, it's big stuff. It's never about money though. Oh, and all of you who are we're trying to use money as proof that the universe cares about you, or that God or source or whoever loves you or sees you or recognizes all the good that you're doing. Let's release money from that so that you can just, be abundant and know that you are amazing. Oh, Yenny, freedom and choice. Great. Yeah. That's usually tied up with, cancel as I say this, but that's often tied up with money stuff. Yeah, because for a lot of people it does. They think that money is freedom. You can be free in loads of ways too. But you can have some money too and have some freedom. It's fun. Cool. So I'll give another minute or two. Deborah, possibility and expansion. Awesome. It feels great. So next week, oh my gosh, it's the 16th of April now? So yes, the next Tuesday. I forgot what I'd put on the list for next week. I'm not going to mess with my phone to find it because I don't want to mess up the live. So there's a topic for next week, which I can't remember what it is, but it's in the event. So you can have a look there. But if you're watching the replay, or if anything comes up later on that you want to ask, again, you can type in here, but tag me in it, or you can send me a private message through the page. That's absolutely fine. What I would encourage you to do is to just play. So we've got money in so many different ways now. We've got cards, we've got coins, we've got not too many checks so much anymore, but coins and paper. You got online banking, PayPal. We've got all these different ways that money is transferred, that it's used. So what I would do is just encourage you this week to just be open to it being a different experience for you. If your reflex or your kind of gut reaction is to kind of tense up or stress out about money, to breathe into that and allow that to be a different response. Because when you start to shake this up, then things start to change for you. So let's see, Sheena says, I'm aware of easier flow of abundance flowing to my being, and abundance flowing out into the world feels great. Awesome. Love it. So just play with money and start to notice, if there are ways that you interact with money that are easier than others. Again, for some people think cash is easy. Some people see cash as like play money. Some people really like their online banking because they can see where it all goes. They can have, they can understand it a bit better. They can connect with it more. So again, see what works for you. But again, keep in mind that intention to allow this to shift, to allow this to change, to allow this story to change. As long as you keep telling yourself the same stories, then you just keep creating that. So set that intention whenever you feel that story kick in, saying, no, we're creating a new one now. We've got a different one now. What can it be this time? What's possible in this moment? What's possible to change in this? And the more you do that, the easier it is to do that. And I would say, when I first started working on kind of manifesting money, I treated it like a game. And the more you have fun with it, the more fun it is. And oftentimes the easier it is because you don't have set expectations. So you can set lots of set intentions that, that it comes to you in fun ways or unexpected ways, or that there's a surprise, or I don't know, however you want to do that. So, you don't have to be so fixed on it has to come from this thing in this way and that's it. You can allow yourself to be up into, I don't know, be give gifts or being taken out or whatever. Win the lottery. Share it with me. But yeah, I'm open to that. No, yeah, so again, play with it. The lighter you treat it, the easier it is for that energy to shift. The universe has got some fun to it. It's got some play to it. So if you allow it to play, it'll play with you. So make a game of it. Say, well, what's possible? What could I have? Surprise me. Let's do this in a fun way. So you can start small, keep playing, but just be open to new ways. Oh, good. So money's feeling lighter now, Deborah, and the feeling work is excellent with this topic. Yeah, the feeling that you got to feel good. You got to bring in the good feeling. Even if you think it doesn't feel good, call in the good feelings. It will make it way easier. Cool. So thank you all so much for joining. That was great. That was good fun. Again, any questions, please get in touch. And I hope y'all are all doing amazing and have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you next week. Thank you so much.